Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Barry's review of the Newcastle v Everton game played on Saturday. Again, it's Monday. Unfortunately, work commitments it stopped me from being able to watch the full 90 minutes and also able to make this video and upload it until today. I hope you enjoy it. Finally, we can actually celebrate a win after 10 winless games. It's phenomenal what one game difference can make. Now, as I said, didn't get to watch the game, unfortunately, so player ratings, I don't think it's fair to do it other than giving everyone a 10, because clean sheet, 2-0, everything's rosy again in the garden, isn't it, a little bit after that. It kind of puts the plaster over the cracks a little bit, and we go into a Palace game now, hopefully, fingers crossed, in a much better position. So this is my match report. First half, from what I saw in the highlights, complete different shape to the team, 4-3-3, after Bruce tried to start with 5 at the back. I like to think Graham Jones has had a big impact on training and also on the team selection and also the team formation and tactics. We went to a 4-3-3 after 10 minutes, and it was evident that the players looked more comfortable, they looked like they were enjoying themselves more, and they looked like they were there to win the game again. Brings me back to when we played Leicester away, and Jose Perez opened the scoring with a header, and we won that game. Not by having the lion's share of the ball, not by having the most attempts on target, but we won the game by sheer pressure, commitment, and taking the best of our chances. And if you can do that week in, week out, the fans will be back on side with the team, and hopefully Bruce can learn from that. I still think he's a puppet, and I think Graham Jones is in charge now. It looked like that evident on the sidelines, didn't it? But in the first half, from what I could see, there was only really Richarlison who had an effort on target for Everton. He cut inside from the left, jinked past a couple of players and had a good shot, and Darlow pushed it out to the side, and then we ended up winning a free kick because the defenders came back in well. They were watching the ball rather than, not watching what was going on, which made a big difference. Again, we looked very dangerous from corners. Shelby put a great ball in as well. Wilson with an unbelievable header with power that he got onto it. Fortunately, Dinosaur Arms got a little touch and rattled the bar, and could have been 1-0 at that point. But going into the break at 0-0, everything looked good. I was very impressed with what I saw in the highlights, and can't fault the lads. In the second half, the big changes was when he brought on ASM again, of course. What a difference this guy makes for us. He's just unbelievable. He came on around the 67th minute. Clark came on for Lascelles, a 54 potential injury, which is not good. So Clark's obviously rushed back into the side again. Who's been carrying a knock. Felt that Lascelles was back to himself a little bit as well, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, so in the second half, Calvert-Lewin, from what I can only say, was absolute fantastic forward play. The way he held the ball up, and that little deft back heel, which he played in Richarlison, which took out 3 of our defenders, Rodriguez, and he ran onto it. And luckily, Darlow got himself in a great position, got down low, smothered the angles, and made a great save. And I did say on my last review that De Brakva should be in goal. I still stick by that because of his distribution, but you can't fault Darlow. He kept a clean sheet, and he's done on the occasions that he's been asked to save. He's done it very, very well. Then again, on the 73rd minute, we took the lead. Can you believe it? 1-0 up. Great ball in from Shelby from a corner. Wilson beat his man at the Richarlison at the front post, got up high, headed it right across goal. Power, precision. Pickford had no chance. It was just an absolute fantastic header. And the one thing I mentioned at the start there, the high press was evident. And round about the 80th minute, when Shelby intercepted that loose pass, he got up off the ground, played a quick ball to Almiron, who was playing in his correct position right in the centre of the pitch, played a lovely little through ball to Wilson, who kept himself onside, rounded the keeper, and unfortunately couldn't finish. He hit the post, but it was nearly a perfect goal. This is what we want to see from our team. High press, win the ball, be effective with it when you've got it. It only took 2 passes and we were in on goal because we won the ball high up pitch instead of winning it on our own box, looking up and then no one being there. So it was just a breath of fresh air to be watching that. And then in the 91st minute, great play down the left side when the ball was cleared to ASM. Lewis looked a complete different player. It looked like he was full of confidence. It looks like someone's had an arm around his shoulder and said, look, you are this good. Liverpool wanted you. Remember it. Be effective. You look more comfortable in a 4-4-2 as well. 4-3-3, playing 4 at the back on the left. Got onto the ball from ASM with his pace, looked up, saw there was only one defender who was coming towards him, so he fired across, inch perfect to Wilson. Took it down. His touch wasn't the greatest, but he had that much time and composure. He took one touch, Pickford came out, went back, didn't know what he was doing. He was in no man's land, and Wilson finished it brilliantly in the bottom left-hand corner. Very Shearer-esque that was. And that was the end of the game. Perfect, 2-0. What can you say? All 10s. Even Hendrick had a good game. Can you believe that? I mean, he probably wasn't a 10, but let's face it, it's a bit unfair to give everyone a 10 and not him as well, isn't it, after such a great performance. Now, I saw a lot of videos online, on Twitter especially, all about Graham Jones. We've seen a lot about Steve Bruce now, who said, he hasn't had a little effect on the squad. I mean, I don't agree with that. 18 months and Bruce has never played a 4-3-3. Jones comes in, we play 4-3-3 and win, and we play great football when we had the ball. So I think Jones has done wonders since he's come in, just for that short period of time, to get us on a high press and to play up. And this is a stat that I never thought I would see this season under Bruce. Distance covered. Now, all the other teams have battered us for distance covered, but on the 83rd minute, the distance covered by Almiron, 9.4 kilometres, Hendrick 9.1, Lewis 8.9, Hayden 8.9. There was only one Everton player who were in that bracket with us, and that was Decore at 8.9 as well. So that shows you the commitment was there, and we wanted to win that game, and we were there for everyone. The stats at the end of the game as well, they don't really marry up to what the result was, to be honest with you, because we only had 39% of the possession. Everton had 61. They only really created one clear-cut chance, Everton, though, which was the Rodriguez chance which Darlow saved. Other than the Richarlison effort, that was 25 yards out, was a good save. You wouldn't really call that a clear-cut opportunity. Again, ourselves, we had 13 shots off target, 3 shots on target, but we made the most of the ones on target, and we created 2 clear-cut chances in open play, which is something we've never been able to say for God knows how long. So the only worrying thing from the game, when you reflect on it, is that the Styles went off early. Is he injured? Is he going to be fit for Tuesday? ASM coming on, getting another 30 minutes. Again, he's so important to us. He really changes the game when he comes on. There'll be fans calling for him to start on Tuesday night. Personally, I would hold him back again, because when we play Palace, he could make the difference in the last 30 minutes. If we can keep the game tight in the first 45, maybe nick a goal, go 1-0 up, bring ASM on to finish the game off. Or if it's 0-0 at half-time and we're looking for a spark, ASM's the man. Get him on at half-time, give him 45 minutes. But if you play him from the start, there's a chance you'll be taking him off at 70 minutes. And then when Palace are faltering, when they're running out of ideas and they're getting tired, ASM can be at his best. That's when we need him. So personally, I wouldn't start him in the next game, but he's back. So give him a little bit more time to get match fit. Maybe start him in the following game. But Tuesday night is a very, very important game for us now. What a great result. Let's enjoy it, and let's hope tomorrow night we can get another 3 points against Palace. That's my match report. Hope you enjoyed it. Good night to all Toon fans.